guys? Welcome back to JD Unplugged /JD/JD.
That's right. Only two this time. Don't get greedy now. You get what you get.
Oh.
But that's right. Welcome back
Hey,
to
how's
another
it going?
EP, another pod. Yeah, hey, audience members, how's it going? We'll wait for a
How you guys
response.
doing?
We'll wait. Yeah, how you guys doing?
I feel like honestly we want to know, because I feel like a
Yeah,
lot of
we'll
times
wait.
people don't really ask. It's like we want to
Yeah.
know, how are you doing? How are you?
Or they ask, but they have like 5 million viewers, and then it's like they're not really asking. Or they're gonna go through the
True,
comments,
sure.
like
It's like they're gonna read
50,000
yeah.
comments. It's like no,
Sure,
no, no,
sure,
no.
sure, 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 sure.
We will check.
But you know the comments are being like, oh my god, they're so nice for like saying that.
Yeah, that's what they say. Yeah,
This
yeah,
light
yeah.
is a little bright. Hold on.
Yeah, that's okay.
Like I'm
But hey,
going.
so Darren, the two of us each had appointments today. Vastly different appointments, but appointments
Yeah.
nonetheless. Yeah.
This is a lot
So
of
first I want to ask about you.
So today I went to the dentist again. So it's like a process of like me getting my teeth done. My mouth actually feels a little. If you see me doing like weird things to my mouth, my mouth is like I got a new gum line.
You got a
Uh,
new. How do they do that? Like they added to
They
it, or
like
they hold
they
it
like
back?
push the teeth in like a certain way. I don't know how to like if it's too bright or not.
Oh, you're looking good.
But essentially the gum line is going to shape the way my teeth looked, because my teeth looked like this
Okay. Yeah.
from the root. So like the root is this part here of my tooth, the root. It was like that. And I have like an issue with it looking like that. So I wanted it to look like that,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
So they like had to like add stuff around it and all that stuff. And then like kind of shave off my gums a bit. So it's really sore. And yeah, that's it. It's done now. I got them all done.
Very good. Hey, nice.
Yeah,
Love
it
to
was like
see it.
4 hours. I was in the, yeah,
4 hours.
9, 10, 11,
Were
12.
you just sitting there reading a magazine, or?
Okay, it was like
Yeah.
3.5 hours. It was like three and a
I
half
mean,
hours. So I
that's
got
still
up
a
like
pretty long movie.
12:30-ish,
Yeah.
12:40.
Cool.
And no, I just put on music. I was just playing music, and I just they put, because my mouth, like anytime I went there, my mouth always would twitch. Anytime I just open my mouth, it's like it just starts twitching. So they give you this thing. It's called a tooth pillow.
Ooh. Aw, that's cute.
It goes in your like and it
Oh, I
like
think
keeps
I've
your
used
mouth
one
open.
before. Yeah.
Yeah.
That way you can rest your jaw, but it's still open so they can do the thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
nice.
is.
Gotta
But
love
I will
technology.
say, like the last maybe hour, like even now, like just talking now, it's kind of like a little sore.
Right, yeah.
But the last hour, like I was like, I feel like I'm in a torture chamber, like because like they were drilling, they're like teeth are flying. Because of I needed a new gum line, they put like little sheets, like plastic sheets that were like almost like kind of plexiglassy, and
Yeah.
they like put them in between all of my teeth, but like there was like maybe two or three of them in between each, and they're like jammed up my tooth, so it's like right in my gums,
Oh my
and it was
gosh.
like
Yeah, that sounds like
stinging, and
horror.
like when they would put the laser on my tooth, it would get really hot and like burn, and I kind of liked it a little bit because it's like
It's
I
a
don't
good
know.
kind of thing. Yeah.
It's like when you scrub your gums and it kind of burns a little bit. It's like, ooh, this feels so good. I love it.
Oh my god.
It
So
was
you're
a
having a
little
good
bad.
time.
Yeah, it was a little good and bad. I
Okay, a
liked it.
little pain, but a little good pain going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Dang.
But
Well,
yeah, I'm
yeah.
really happy with the results. And then the bottoms I left the same basically, but he shaped my teeth down a bit so that it's like my canines
Yeah.
were really sharp. So he just like shaped them a little bit, just a teensy bit.
That way you don't cut your gums. Or
Yeah,
your lips, right? You're chewing into
yeah.
something all of a sudden. You
Because I
get
want
clipped.
the bottoms to stay super like I don't want my teeth to be like still natural looking, but I want again perfection in some
Perfectly
sense.
natural. Yeah. Natural, but in the most perfect sense. Yeah.
But yeah, that's them. And
Nice. They're looking good.
yeah, that's them.
Very fresh. Is there any way where you could ask him for like inserts, like fang inserts, ones that you can
Oh
pop
my
on and off, but are still like super
goodness.
realistic and fit perfectly? Yeah.
Do you know
Like, can I get
what?
custom made fangs?
They have like Halloween ones. I don't know if you know this. They have Halloween ones that are like that, and they're pretty legit. Because I've always been for Halloween, like as a kid, I was always a vampire every year, or an
Yeah.
elf. a vampire, I would just like rotate. Usually I would go like 5 years a vampire, 1 year an elf, 5 years another vampire, like or an elf.
Yeah.
Only two costumes I'd always wear, and they have these like it kind of tastes like nail polish. It's like this. It's like a cement thing that you put into your teeth, and then it dries in there, and you can take them in and
Oh,
out, and they work. They work really well, and they're like
really?
they're fangs. Yeah,
Yeah. No way. Nice.
it's
Very
good.
good. Well, hey, there you go. Yeah, you're already on the case. You're profesh with the
Yeah.
vampire world. Yeah. Nice.
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that was my appointment. I mean, I don't. What was your appointment?
Okay, so I mean, everybody knows the future is now, right? We're living in the world 2021. Pandemic be damned. And so
Yeah.
I just thought to myself, you know what? Since we're living in the future world, like you remember back in like 2010 or something, they were talking about Google or Lens, where it's like stupid looking goggle glasses you put on, and it kind of gives you like a screen, so it can like give you GPS while you're walking. But it just looked really
Oh,
dorky. It was like
kind of
smart
something
glasses.
like Jarvis, something like this.
Yeah, but just in the real world, like there was like a TED talk about
Okay.
it, and it just, the design wasn't good enough at the time, right? But now you got people like Elon Dogecoin Musk talking about how he wants to put chips in your brains and just feed you endless ads that you can't turn off. And I say,
Um,
you know what? That sounds good. I like that. That's a good idea. Let's skip the glasses and just stick it right into me. It's not my brain, but listen, everybody knows that Bill Gates is newly divorced and he's hot and he's in heat and he's ready to get out there in the world. So he came up with this invention of a tiny microchip that you can inject into your shoulder, and then he uses that to find the hot singles in his area. And all the girls' shoulders are starting to vibrate as he gets closer. And I was like, you know what? I'll take advantage of that. I mean, I don't know if he swings the other way, but if he
I
does, I
remember
mean,
when you told me this.
that's what's up, man. It's super
And
annoying
like
because yeah,
when he's on it, it's like it starts
it's
going
it
like
he gets closer and it starts
yeah, it's
vibrating
like
more. Yeah. And he's like,
he's
I know
on
where
to
you,
one.
it pings you. Yeah,
You're so
but
ruthless. You're so
yeah, it's
ruthless.
got its drawbacks. It's new, but they warned me. They're like every morning you're gonna wake up to the sound of Windows 98 computer turning on.
Oh
Just
my gosh.
I was
Yeah,
like,
I've heard
okay, yeah,
this.
I can live with that. Yeah.
I've heard this.
You dream Microsoft products, so that's a little
Oh,
weird,
okay,
but
yeah, true.
but
That
like
goes
some
with
of the
it.
payoffs are like you can levitate for a few seconds. So you take the good with the bad, right? And that's
I
about it.
never
It's
heard
not
that
VR.
one. You can
Yeah.
levitate
Well,
when
because
you're sleeping
because
or
the
awake.
vax is evil. It's the mark of the beast, right? You ever hear these like crazy Christian conspiracists where it's like, don't get the COVID vaccine. It's the mark of the devil. It'll put the sign of the beast on you. So they're all scared about that. And
I haven't, but
what
I
do
believe
people who
that.
yeah, and what do people who make covenants with the devil get to do? They get to like float a little. Isn't that like a signature
Okay.
thing that like demons and possessed people do? They kind of like float. So that's about
I
it.
guess so.
It's a cool kind of
I
mini,
don't
yeah,
know,
it's like
but
an
that
ability, it's like a
sounds
mage
kind of
ability.
like
Sounds like
that
something
sounds.
that, yeah, it'd be worth it. I
See,
mean, why not? What the heck?
just like a little levitation. Like I don't know. I like
Yeah,
in
yeah, it's like
scary
first angel. You
movies.
only get to float like a few meters and then you drop back down. But
I think in a I know this is kind of not really relevant, but like kind of it is maybe. I don't know. I think it's in like Friday the no, it's not Friday the 13th. It's maybe Nightmare on Elm Street. There's some levitating in that one. There's levitating on
what?
Friday
Dream
because
world.
dreams, right? And then it's like this is a scary demon movie, but it's not really a demon because but it's like a kind of a demon because like what is he?
Yeah,
He's like
literally, like, what is he? He's
he's
so
just
OP. No
right.
human would have that much power in the
He
dream
goes in
world.
dreams, so it's like dreams or demon. I don't know. It just seems
Yeah,
like he's
straight
a
up.
demon,
Yeah, I don't know what he
dream
is. Yeah,
demon.
he's
But there's
evil.
levitating in that, so that is probably mm,
Some evil stuff going on there.
it's connected there.
Um, have you seen? Or no, what the heck am I saying? Have you seen? So we have gone over the movie Doctor Sleep. There's some levitating in that. She does some dream
Oh
levitation. The
yeah,
witch lady. She's
yeah,
like
the witch lady,
she's
yeah.
scanning the area like Google satellite
Because
view.
she's got to find
Got to scope
the
out the fish.
chosens.
The chosen girl. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's it. So hey, we got our appointments. We're all good to go. You got fresh teeth. I got fresh Microsoft chip. We're good to go.
Yeah. So
That's
how are
awesome.
you feeling prior to the so it was like I think earlier this morning, right? So maybe 10 or hours ago,
Yeah.
I believe.
10 to 12. So very very late in the morning. But yeah. Here's what's up. They prick me. I'm like, whatever. It's a needle. And then they're like, now we got to put you in this room for 15 minutes just in case you have adverse reactions, and we got to
That's
like
a room I would probably die
bring
in.
you to
Yeah,
emergency. Yeah.
I'd probably die in that
So
room.
I just wait. I just waited there, and then nothing happened. They're like, all right, you're good to go. Because apparently, if you have a bad reaction, it's instant. It doesn't
Oh,
take a
okay.
minute. It's like it'll get you.
I'm just
So
like the one thing that I'm like nervous about is because I just have a super bad phobia of needles in general. So I'm just like I don't want them to get confused with like me. I'm just like I want to say like ultimately I'm probably gonna black out because like I black out no matter what. I see a needle and I black out instantly.
yeah.
It's
Just tell
crazy.
them
It's
beforehand.
crazy. It's
Because
like I'm gonna let y'all
where
know.
I
I'm gonna
was, yeah,
are people blacking
they
out?
covered so many people. No,
Okay.
I didn't. But I'm just saying they've dealt with so many people that I have to assume statistically they've dealt
Like
with
it
like
should be
several
normal, right?
blackouts.
Like
Yeah.
it's like maybe if I don't see anything or like I don't know, I just feel like I would
Yeah,
just
that's
get
my
so
thing. I just look away.
paranoid.
They go, okay, three, two, one,
I
and
would
you're
get so
good.
paranoid though. I'm paranoid of like so like when I was thinking about it in the dentist chair, right? It's like it's like after the effect is when I passed out. So it's like they gave me it's like they
Uh,
put one needle in, okay, perfect, cool. That kind of hurt. Then they put the other one in. Oh, that one didn't really hurt. Then they're like, okay, you know what, we'll come back in 5-10 because we gotta let it all numb and everything. Da da da.
yeah,
I'm
and then
sitting. I'm sitting there. I'm like, this is terrible. Like that needle came. Like the needle came near me.
you just
I just
started
black.
thinking about it.
I black out.
Right, yeah,
Right? It's like it's just the thought of it. It's like it
yeah,
creeps me out. I don't know what it
yeah.
is, and it's and
Well, it's messed up to think about. They're injecting like a needle into your body. Like that idea is just like you're being stabbed. Like you are being stabbed. It's just by something that's super, super thin. But it's the
yeah,
concept.
and I'm just thinking I have to get
Shanked.
over it though. You know what I mean? I'm thinking like if I just kind of keep putting myself in situations where I can get a little bit more comfortable, like going to the dentist and things like that, it makes it a little bit easier for other things. Like my hand is still kind of really messed up because when I went to go get my hand, I kept blacking out.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, so that actually like kind of prevented
It
the.
helped. Yeah, it stopped me from like the healing process being a lot better than it should have been.
True, true. Damn, I'm sorry to hear that,
It's
Darren.
like a phobia
Yeah,
I have. Yeah, my brother
yeah.
has it too. My brother has it too. It's I think it's from my mom. Like from my mom's. Like it was just so traumatic. Like it all happened so fast, so traumatic. My brother will go into a hospital and just like puke. Like the
Yeah,
last time he was in there, he puked. Like he'll instantly just vomit. It's like
yeah.
I don't know. I black out. It's
Well, I mean, I'll just say because every city and place is different how they do it. But for me, it was literally just an auditorium. It was like a gymnasium. So hopefully you
oh,
don't
that's
have a
so much. That's
hospital.
so nice. Oh my god. See,
Just
that
get a
makes
random deserted gym that isn't allowed being used. Yeah,
yeah.
go
Oh, that's
there.
better.
It was like voting. It was they literally just like repurposed a place, and they just had
Mhm.
little desks kind of scattered. You just go in, do your thing, and then leave, kind of a
Oh,
thing.
that's so nice. Okay, yeah, that
Yeah.
makes me feel a lot better. Cause like as soon as I start seeing like medical stuff, I'm like, I'm out. I'm like
And that's the
literally
thing.
like blacked out.
There was no medical stuff because I was expecting to go into like this weird room where they like put you on a bed and then inject you. But it's literally like you go in and like sit down at a desk and the person just kind of walks over and like pricks you and he's like, all right, get out of here. You're not like in an enclosed space or anything. Super
Wow.
weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
However, I must warn you. I'm also warning myself, I guess, because it hasn't happened to me yet. But they're like, you don't feel any adverse reaction, not adverse reaction, but you don't feel any pain when you get it. But the day later, your arm will feel like a brick. Like and it just hurts. Like you're really
Uh,
sore, but then it goes away. Or like for some people, it's a couple days, but then it goes away. But they're like, you're
okay.
guaranteed pain in the future. Like that's part of the process, I guess, of the
Yeah.
medicine getting to you.
I
So
just remember like honestly with kind of any needle, it's always your arms really sore the next day. So it's like but I guess this must be like it's like probably a lot
it's
heavier
intense because
and like it's
they're
intense.
giving you good stuff. Yeah, this isn't a normal flu situation. But
Yeah. Oh my
so I got
gosh.
that to look
Okay.
forward to. Obviously, by the time that this is released, it will have already happened, so we can talk about that after the fact. But
I'm
I'm
probably
waiting
gonna
for
black
it.
out now.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm
Um.
feeling lightheaded.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Just thinking about it. Okay. Okay. We change
Yeah.
subject. Change subject.
It's just the
Um.
needle talk. That's all. The needle talk is
Yeah.
just.
Yeah. Exactly. What are you gonna do?
What can you
So I don't know if you want to pivot a little bit into just the world at large, but
Yeah, sure.
I
Totally.
don't. Yeah. So first off, you can just let me know if you don't want to talk about this. But Israel and Palestine stuff's going on. out there in the big wide world, right?
Yeah.
This is big news. I feel like this is the latest big news since the riot in January. It's
Yeah,
like this
I
is
gave
kind
you
of
a
shaking.
text in what a couple days ago. So I'm just like, there's so
Yeah,
much going on in Toronto. It's like, how is it's like past COVID. It's just like so much is going on right now. It's like
yeah,
wow.
it's intense. Yeah. But then also like stupidly enough, also people were protesting a completely different cause of like no more stay at home, and obviously they weren't
Oh
wearing
yeah,
masks.
then there's that. It's like, oh my
So
goodness, there's
both
that
protests were
too. It's like
happening at the same time, and it's like, oh my god, like
so
you guys are
much.
idiots. Like protests are meant for actual causes. Like for the protest in Toronto to be like toward the victims of Palestine, that
Yeah.
protest is specifically happening so that and it's happening in all other like first world countries and just all over the place to give like the UN the message that nobody is on Israel's side in this. Like they are
Yeah.
the aggressors, they are the colonizers in this scenario. But then, funnily enough, Andrew Yang, he was running for president, and now he's running for New York mayor. He was like, "I stand for Israel," and then people were like, "What?" Because you know there's like a large Jewish community in New York. I feel like he was trying to
It's like a
pander to
very
them
yeah,
because
big.
Israel is like the ultimate Jewish country, like it's majority Jewish in politics and everything. And then everybody was like I'm a Jewish New Yorker, and like I do not stand for what Andrew Yang is saying. Like there's so many people saying I'm Jewish and I think that was the worst take you've ever had. They're like, bro, no, like do
Wow.
not stand for Israel right now. The only people standing for Israel are Israelis, I feel like. And even then there's probably tons of Israelis that are like, we do not stand with Israel. It's like you can't
Yeah.
just attack people like yeah, and especially because this is not new. And this is something I don't know because the last time it happened, or no, I shouldn't even say the last time, but the last, I shouldn't say last anything. A big thing that also happened in that area was happening in the 2000s when you and I were still young, right? Like we were still kind of inching out of adolescence and stuff. So now that we're adults and this is happening again, I've, taken more note of it, I guess, than I would have if I was like 13 or 14, right? I wouldn't have, you know, I just say, oh, those are countries or cities or whatever, right? But
Hmm.
in this case, I at least understand that the impact of protests have on situations like this, right? Where it's
Hmm.
like it
It has
it's
something
just
has to be.
yeah, it's just Canada saying like now we're with like if the entire world says now we're not with you, then maybe there will be a change. But also the I don't know if it's the
It's
prime minister or the president, he was like tweeting like no, you must be the aggressor even if you're seen as the bad guy. And it's like what the fuck?
oh,
Like he was tweeting like
that's odd.
Hitler speeches and stuff. It's like, bro, like you're sounding really authoritarian right now. What the hell?
Really
He's
aggressive.
like,
Yeah,
my
that's so
word is the
strange.
law. Like the guy was like kind of crazy sounding. Yeah. It's like I don't know, bro. That
Yeah.
sounds scary. Yeah.
Aiden and I were checking like I hate to sometimes bring in H3, but it's like we've been on H3 for a while. I mean, there's Trisha, and we have now that she's married to Moses. Well, aren't they? They're engaged. I don't know if they're just married yet.
They're
But
engaged. Yeah.
we were going through the comments just to see, or we're ultimately waiting for the After Dark episode
Yeah.
just to
Yeah. Yeah.
see if they would cover something on it,
Mhm.
and they haven't. And
I
they are
know.
mentioning something about, oh yeah, in the comments, basically, people were saying that they should talk about it, but then at the same time, people were saying they shouldn't talk about it because they're trying to keep the mood like chill and like
Right.
not negative. But hmm, I don't
Well,
know, because like it's always about David
recently
Dobrik and like
was tough.
James Charles and all this stuff. That's not really
Yeah.
the
Exactly.
most positive things, right? I mean, in a way, it is a positive message that we're sending that we want to be
You don't
aware,
stand for stuff.
but
Yeah.
it's not like it's like a message of like, I mean, it's not like it's something
It's
nice to be
ostracizing
talking
people.
about,
Yeah. It's like fuck this
right?
person. Yeah.
So I don't know. I felt like that was kind of odd.
It doesn't fit. Yeah. The
You know what
the
I mean? It's like, why are they
vibe of
not
H.
talking about it?
Yeah. And he
I
even
don't
says
know.
all the time, he's like, yeah, I'm not shy of admitting it. I'm a hater. It's like I hate on people, but I try to do it for good cause. So it's like he's
Yeah,
self-aware of what he is, right? He's like, I'm a commentator. Like I'll I'm a semi-drama channel straight up. And it's like, yeah, you are.
literally, he's literally a drama channel.
Yeah. Definitely more so in recent months. But yeah, so
Yeah, so it's like I thought
he could
maybe they
cover
would at least something like educate or
this week,
some
I
do
guess.
something. I don't know, do something.
Yeah, maybe just waiting for more. more information to come out as the days proceed, right? Because the
Yeah,
number keeps
maybe.
going up.
Yeah.
Because now it's like over 300, and
Yeah.
like the majority of the people killed were like children, like some insane number, like half of the people. It's terrible. It's like what the hell? And they're constantly attacking the Gaza Strip. All you ever hear is the Gaza Strip being bombed. It's like, what is the Gaza Strip? At this point, I just
Oh
figure the
God.
Gaza Strip is a bombed area that constantly gets bombed. It's like, is there anyone left alive there? Like, it's been attacked so many times
It's just,
just throughout the
yeah,
years.
that it's legit
It
just
sounds like a hellscape.
devastation.
Yeah, it's
I
awful, and it's all caused by the actions of men. You know, it's like this isn't some unavoidable tragedy like a natural disaster. It's like this is man-made conflict for no reason, for
Yeah,
domination,
it's
for
just so
whatever. Like,
sad. It's
oh,
like
it's to
really
attack
sad.
terrorism.
It's like,
It's like, no, bro, come on. There are other methods to attack terrorism. You can go in, you can have, information spying. Like, there's so many other things you can do other than just like attack people and end up killing so many innocents. It's
yeah,
not the way. It's not the way, and it's disgusting that it's still
it's
happening.
horrible. It's horrible. Yeah, I, at the beginning of it all, I kind of was watching a lot of videos, and it was kind of making me a little depressed because it was just super like racist and like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's
you know what I
definitely
mean? It's just
it.
like,
Yeah.
oh, this is just horrible. Like, it's just like, but you have to kind of watch to be educated a bit, and it's just like, oh, there's just so much. Oh, I mean, I guess there has to be like a balance, right, of like good and evil, but like, or is it? I
A
don't know.
lot
It's
of
just like, why is there so much craziness?
so
It's
much
like,
more
oh
bad.
my God. Yeah, it's like, oh, it's like, it makes you, when you sometimes go to bed, just be grateful that you are in a safe place
In
and like you
Canada,
have,
yeah, just
yeah,
in
even,
a stable kind of climate. Like even though we're in lockdown, it's like it's still stable
yeah,
comparatively. Yeah.
even when you think you don't have much and it's the worst, it's like things can really be like that
Yeah.
change for you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So sad.
Yeah. It's super unfortunate, but I will say this:
Super unfortunate.
the news really does only cover conflict. So it
So sad.
would, I feel like, help society as a whole if like half of the news was about the conflicts and devastations and war that are happening in the world, and then the other half are just like highlights. Because I understand people just being good isn't news, but if they could like, and I'm saying they, just like
Okay.
all news organizations, like let's say CBC, if they could find a way to put into their news stories highlights of good things happening, right? Like how often
Okay.
is there charity or people's lives being saved and like split second stuff that just never gets covered by the news because they're like, well, nothing happened though. So what are we going to cover? It's like, well, just cover people being good. I don't know. Do highlights. Find a way.
Yeah.
Because the world is full of good, but good is quiet and bad is loud. So we disproportionately are shown bad, and it can definitely not be good for anyone's mental health. Like no
Yeah.
matter,
That's
like yeah,
for me, for 100% for me, 100%. Like
yeah.
it's
Actually,
like I absorb the feelings and everything. I take it on. It's like I
you're
take
an
it. It's like
empath.
I have to. Yeah, I have to. I'm definitely 1000% an empath. I have to like. I will shut my phone off Sundays. Sometimes I'll shut it off Saturday, early Saturday. Like I'm happy. Like shut that off because I just
Yeah,
want peace
yeah.
from all the like. You just feel so attached to it sometimes because you're so invested in something that's like, I don't know, when you're like, when you, I don't know, it's like, I guess, passionate about something, or like when you see there's
Well,
wrong
when
going
you
on.
care, when you actually like take the time to look,
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's just like,
it's devastating.
oh, yeah, it's just horrible. I don't know. It's
But okay,
just
so I will say this,
moving on.
um, and so you can stop me if this is like too much, but when I was younger, I was a very sensitive kid, right? I feel
Okay.
like most, I shouldn't say most people, but I feel like a good proportion of people are usually sensitive when they're younger, and then maybe they grow into a shell as they get older, and that way they can
Okay.
handle more of the world. That happened to me like right when I went into grade seven. I got in trouble for something, and something very like weirdly specific happened with me, where it's just like I got in trouble for this one thing, and like normally I always cry whenever I get in trouble, but then
Okay.
this time for whatever reason, I like just completely went like blank faced and was just like whatever.
Hmm.
Like I became like apathetic. I was like whatever. Like I just like waited until the disciplinary action was done with, and I was like okay, and then just went about my life kind of a thing. And then that was moving forward this new whatever it is coping mechanism whatever that I had in my life. And I'd say like when I was like 19, 20, that kind of a thing, um, I had, and this is just unfortunately because of the internet and stuff. I'd seen like murder videos and stuff of like actual like stuff happening, and it was like super like unnerving kind of stuff, right? And I ended up actually being traumatized by one of them where I was working at Davy Trees at the time, and a coworker was like revving his chainsaw, and I like freaked out because like I saw a video where like a real life video of someone losing their life because of a chainsaw, and I was just like, okay, I clearly cannot handle that kind of a thing. Like even if someone's like, oh my god, like this crazy video, you got to see it. I just have to say no and like not continue down a path of being like I can handle anything. It's like I can't. And I feel like if you
Yeah.
can handle that kind of like if you were to regularly just watch murder videos, then maybe you're a sociopath. Like you shouldn't be able to handle that. That should be something that kind of traumatizes you, right? And like
Yeah.
kind of scared straight or whatever kind of thing you want to say, right? It's like, oh, I'm like a young teen, like I want to be edgy and kind of stuff, right? Like I'll watch like scary movies where it's like gore and stuff. But now I've come to a point where I'm like, no, like there are still points where it's just like, okay, I'll watch something crazy. Like I watched the movie Possessor, and that's like hyper violent, like super realistic.
Possessor. I haven't heard of it. That sounds
Yeah, like I don't
terrifying.
know if, yeah. It's by the son of David Cronenberg, famous Canadian filmmaker,
Oh,
and it's like his son's like first major movie, and it's like sci-fi. It's a very, very good movie,
I
but
love
very
sci-fi.
disturbing, hyper violent. Definitely
I'm
don't
scared.
watch
No,
it.
I can't. I can't. No,
Yeah,
I
yeah. So
can't.
just don't do it. Just don't
I
do it.
can't.
It's a very good movie, very professionally made, amazing acting, but don't do it. Like it is
Like I
disturbing.
can't even like for instance Taken. The Takens, I couldn't sleep for days because I felt like I was gonna get kidnapped.
Yeah. It's like you
I
ended.
blacked out in Mission Impossible. I blacked out when he comes out of like Tom Cruise is coming out of like a truck or something with a gun. He like shoots himself in the head. I literally black out of
Oh
that
yeah,
movie.
you remember that
He
when he
shot
shoots the
me in that.
stuff?
That was the last thing I
Yeah.
saw
Oh my
before I
gosh.
blacked out because I
Yeah.
was just so in it. I literally thought I was like Tom Cruise. I was so in it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah, but it's like
I'm literally an
that's
empath. I'm an empath, or I call it an
yeah,
empath.
an empath, an empath. Yeah,
Yeah.
more so than me, that's for sure. 'Cause I guess that's what I was gonna say is that like I can't take it that far. So does that make me an empath? I don't know, but I definitely
You might
care
be on the
about.
empath side, man.
Yeah, I'm definitely more empathetic than apathetic.
Oh,
Because
okay.
as I was saying, like in grade seven, when I like try to do that wall thing, it's like I don't really do that anymore. It's like I listen to stuff and I do take it in, but I still have, I guess, general defenses, right? Like obviously, I was talking about. I always use that Toronto situation now as like a perfect example of like being tough kind of a thing. But yeah,
Oh yeah, true.
I can
Yeah,
choose my
yeah.
battles now, right?
It's like the New Yorker, Toronto.
New Yorker kind of like stuff. Hey, I'm walking
You just
it. Like,
gotta
gotta
just
stand up for
flip
yourself
them
in random
off and
scenarios.
move
Just flip
on.
them
Yeah.
off and go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also speaking of which, this is like a super old news kind of thing to talk about, but I'm playing GTA 5 now, like for the first time.
Oh yeah,
Even though it
fun.
came out in like 2013, it's such an old game.
It's
But
great.
I noticed like something so subtle, but it's so funny. When you're driving around and you're being all hectic and crazy and whatever, right? If you like end up bumping into someone or like cutting them off, they'll give you the finger.
Oh,
They'll
that's so
stick their
cute.
arm out and give you the finger
That's
as you
so
drive by.
fun.
I'm like, that's
So
such a
that's so
funny
fun.
mechanic. Like that's so
Yeah,
good. I'm like,
that's
God damn,
so
that's a
great.
good game. This
And
like
okay, go
yeah.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go
I was
ahead.
just gonna say it came out in 2013, and I think it's a better game than most games coming out this year. You know, like it's
Okay, well,
crazy.
I just wanted to mention, I finally, this relating to this, I
Yeah.
finally took some time to like look into Cyberpunk 2077.
Yes.
And I was very confused about like what this whole like what it was. And I found this really good, like it was like 45 minutes. Check it out on YouTube. It was
Okay.
great.
Yeah.
It was like, it was other videos I watched too, but this was like the one that I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
It like
Well, hey, how
summed
about
up all the
this?
stuff I.
We'll link it into the description of this YouTube video.
Yes, yes, we
Yeah.
will.
Yeah. Okay.
It
Yeah.
was great. Essentially, it's basically stating like what Cyberpunk did, and what it did basically was like overpromise,
Oh yeah.
and then it just like didn't
Under
meet the
deliver.
standard, and it underdelivered,
Yeah.
and like it sold so much, but it underdelivered, right?
Yeah.
So what was cool about this little documentary was it was showing clips from different games prior, and GTA was one of them, and it was showing different scenarios. And there was like another one called like Saints Row, and like there was maybe
Oh yeah, yeah,
another
I've heard of
one.
that game. I haven't played it, but
There's
yeah.
another game that they were showing as examples, and like it was just showing how glitchy this game was. Like I couldn't believe how glitchy this
I,
game is. Like I cannot believe how glitchy this game was.
well, it just makes me wonder,
Like what
like
is going
the
on?
the graphics have definitely peaked at this point.
Yeah.
Like I mean, it's slowly getting better, but like you can have a game from 2014 that looks better than games now. And Cyberpunk, like it has good like face graphics, I guess, is like a good example, right? It's like people will have like realistic kind of facial expressions than they did in 2013, but the game mechanics and stuff and the way traffic works is so janky, and it's kind of like it makes me wonder. They built this game engine from the ground up, right? The CD Projekt Red. They only made like the Witcher
CG
games. This
Project
is like
Red.
the only
Yeah.
game they've made other than Witcher games. So they aren't that experienced as Rockstar would be, because Rockstar is making all the GTA games, the Red Dead Redemption games. So they're really good at open world concepts, and they have game engines that are built with the physics of like someone running and jumping and punching and like riding a horse or driving a car, and like they
Yeah.
fine-tuned it over the years. It's almost like a comparison of Marvel versus DC. CD Projekt Red is like DC, where they just kind of wanted to rush and just make this AAA game that everyone would play, but they didn't go through the decades of slowly building better and better games like Rockstar did. And Rockstar basically just now,
Yes, that's the
that's the
example.
slow
Yeah.
build. Cyberpunk just
Like
tried to instantly make the great game, and it like completely did not work at all.
I couldn't believe all the like
There's so many
I just
glitches.
couldn't believe how much glitches. Like it was showing it so well. Like a perfect example would be like okay, so like in Grand Theft Auto, right?
Yeah.
He the player has a bat. He's hitting the car,
Mhm.
right? And that over time the car starts to deteriorate. Like it starts to
Yeah.
take on hits. Window starts to break. The front starts to bend. The back, like the door will like go in, right? On like Cyberpunk, it was like, oh yeah, it was like it was like the car was surrounded by glass, like invisible
Okay.
glass, and it would just hit like and just be
Oh,
frozen. And
just bunk and like not
it just
even
like
do it.
and
Yeah.
now it's like, but it's so far away from the car, it's not even hitting the
It
car. It's
makes
like
no sense. Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
what's going on? People like floating in the air, just like
Oh, casually walking, levitating. Yeah. There's tons of
just like
stuff.
little things like that. I'm like,
Yeah, and I will say this. So I bought the game and I played the whole game. I personally like it. However, that's because I have it on the Xbox Series X.
yeah,
So
so I was able to
I
play
didn't
it on there.
experience a single glitch. No, actually I shouldn't say that. A character T-posed once, where they're just walking and then just they just like flat out and then went back to normal. I was like, what the hell was that? Like
A
I should
lot of
have
things were like it was like he was like swimming like
just doing super weird like floating in the air stuff. But that's it. I've also like watched so many YouTube videos where they're just montages of glitches and stuff, and I'm like, holy shit, this game is broken. But like,
so
not my
much.
game though. But it's broken on all the other systems, right? The Xbox One, the PS5, PS4, like
Mhm.
even on PC. Yeah. So tons of people have had so much trouble with it. So I understand that the game is a shit show, but the specific version that I just so happen to get that runs on the specific Xbox engine is great and
Slasher
flawless.
box, yeah.
So it's like it was good
So
for me,
there's
but I wouldn't recommend it because I don't know what other people are playing. Like it's not
yeah.
going to be worth it if you have an
Like I
Xbox.
was watching this one YouTuber that I watched. I was watching the game when he was playing, and there was like a scene where like just so many weird things just kept happening. It was so weird. There's a scene where like he's learning to drive, I guess. So he gets in the
Okay.
car, and then like the girls in the passenger seat with him, like,
Yeah.
and then they kind of maybe I think they have sex in the car.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
This
There's like a tank.
happens. Yeah,
There's
it's like
like
a tank. Yeah, it's a tank
yeah.
of levitating tank, and they have sex in the tank. But like, as that's happening, there's so much like their eyes are like there's no color in their
I
eyes.
was just bugging out.
Their
Yeah.
eyes are just like all like glitchy and like all like doing weird things, and it's like you're hearing the sound is like it's like the
Not
sound isn't
matching with
matching.
the
It's like
action.
not matching at all.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
what's this? What's going on in the back? It's
It's like
like
a
this is
bootleg
just so
version of a normal
weird.
game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like what is going on? And then there was like another scene where, and this was just watching the gameplay of like someone that has like millions of views on the game. I'm just thinking this is so. There's like a scene where like Keanu Reeves is like talking to the main character, and it's like he keeps like doing this thing, right? Like that glitching thing, where like it looks like he's
Well,
like
yeah, yeah,
right
yeah.
he's doing
But
this,
that's
right?
supposed to be on purpose because
Yes,
he's not really there.
but
Yeah.
it's cutting off. So it's like it's not
It's
continuously
literally and
like
then
it's
dead
like
stopping.
cutting. It's just like cutting off, dead off. It's like
Yeah, that's not
what
good.
is
That's
going on with this game?
I mean they
Those are just
tried,
little
but
things
not
where I was
enough.
like,
Also, so probably the worst part isn't the specific glitches, but the fact that the marketing and like you were saying, the hype up and under deliver, they were saying like in 2017, oh yeah, this game's already done, but we just want to polish it off a bit, so we're gonna release it next year. And then in 2018 they said they'd release it next year, and then 2019 they said they'd
just never
release it in
comes
6 months.
out.
So and then they
That
released
was
it
one
and it
thing
wasn't
too.
finished. And then so they made a patch and that made it a little bit better. And now yeah, so it's super dishonest. Like that's kind of scummy. Like
That
it's
was
not
one thing
worth
too.
marketing something that isn't finished if it's revealed that you were lying the whole time, right? Like yeah,
Yeah. That should have been like a sign that it's like it's not ready ever.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
probably
The
never
extra
gonna be
delays, they'd be like, just take 5 years. Like just
just
stop
take
saying it's coming out in a year, it's coming out in 6 months. Just stop. Just say it's coming out when it's done. And then just not give us a
yeah.
date. And then just finish it. Yeah.
It was great. I loved it. Now I fully understand now. And like again, some people have
Yeah.
they have good games like you mentioned. You have a good game, right?
Exactly. They got the
So
Witcher series.
don't let and you yeah, they have like give them
They
a
got the good.
chance. You might get a good game too. Like you might even not get a glitchy game. You might get a good game if you have the Xbox or if you play it on PC. That if your PC can
Exactly.
handle it, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I just upgraded my PC, so like I've been playing
Oh yeah.
PC games and stuff like that. Because like I stream on Twitch now. I finally get paid on to stream on Twitch. I made my first donation like last week. I was so excited. I was like,
Nice, yo, that's
yes,
dope. Congrats, man. Yeah, that's
hard,
amazing.
yeah. Work hard, play hard.
That's play slash work hard and make some money. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
awesome.
it's like it's so fun playing games. I love it. So
Yeah.
I do it like I was just so interested. Like I love watching people play games. So it's now it's I want to be able to do that for other people, right?
You want to get into it? Yeah,
But it's like
exactly.
I ain't playing no Cyberpunk. That's for sure.
Have you considered the Halo games because they're on PC?
No. But you know what I did get for my birthday? I got Zelda. I got
Nice.
it
What, Breath of
on
the Wild?
yeah, I got it on Switch.
You
I
got it on
haven't
the
played it
Switch?
before, so it's like I
Yeah.
heard it's the best.
It's oh man, it's like GTA. Like the game physics is like you could do anything. It's there's so many
Mhm.
like you can watch like montages of people like pulling off weird combat moves that like you've never seen before. Like you can shoot like a bomb and then whip your shield out and it pushes you back and then you go in slow mo and like shoot this guy and then like throw a metal thing at someone and then shoot an electric arrow and the electric arrow hits the sword that's like near the guy's feet and it electrocutes them. Like it's just
Wow.
insane. Like I
It's
can't give
all
enough
that
examples.
in the
There
game?
it's
Wow.
endless possibilities of what you can do in that game. It's insane. So it might seem like a
Wow.
little overwhelming at first because the game like puts you on a plateau, or I guess you've been playing, right? So,
Well, no, I haven't played. I
oh, you have
literally just saw, like I just saw the little opening, and that's it. Because I have to do the reactions for like Twitch, right? So it's like if this is my
right.
first time playing, the audience has to see it.
Yeah,
Da, da, da. I can't just
yeah.
like play it before. So I saw a little peek, and like he's like shirtless, and he's like out, and he's running around. It's like, ooh, okay, I'm excited. He's rolling rocks and stuff. He's
You
climbing
start with basic.
trees.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's like whipping like little sticks. I'm like, okay, wow, this is exciting. Yeah, I can't
yeah,
wait. I'm so excited.
yeah, yeah.
Yay.
Because I'll say this:
I'll tell you about
there's
it.
definitely yes. Please keep us updated because there's a learning curve that takes like it took a few days for me, or I shouldn't say a few days, maybe a couple days, where it's like you play a few sessions and you're like, all right, like I got to learn to get into this because especially with the Nintendo controller, it's not the same as like a more professional controller like an Xbox or PlayStation One, right? Like it's
Yeah,
a little small and you get the little joystick controls.
it's like
But
kind of squarish too. It's a little
yeah,
small.
it's interesting looking, right? If I was designing a console, I wouldn't personally have gone with what the Switch did, but
Yeah,
still,
it's
I
too
mean,
square.
I like it for what it is.
It's too
But
square. No, I
yeah,
agree though.
once you get into it and once you get into the open world, it's like you get lost in it. I mean, it's really good. It's so expansive. It's the size of a country. I forget what
Uh,
the stats are. I think it might be the biggest open world map, or maybe
oh,
it was when it first came out in 2018, and it's been usurped by someone. But like, it beat Skyrim's map, it beat GTA's map. Like, it was the biggest map. So it has like and there's so much stuff
wow,
to do and see. Yeah,
that's exciting. Wow,
it's
I'm so
wild. It's
excited.
wild. Yeah,
Yeah, that's really exciting. Wow.
like I think I've dropped like maybe 120 hours into it or something. So
Okay,
you can put some
you've got
serious.
hours. You've got hours down.
I've definitely
Loving
put more
it.
than a few hours into it. Yeah. So
Yeah, I want to
it's
put
not.
some hours down too.
Yeah. But
I
yeah,
can't
that's
wait.
good to hear.
That's so exciting. That's really exciting. Yeah, that sounds like
Yeah,
fun.
it's
And
definitely worth it.
the
Good one to-
controller is like agreed 100%. I think that's why I don't like going back to the controller. That's why I think I don't like Super Mario Sunshine, because I think playing it on a GameCube controller makes sense. Like it probably is, the physics of a
Official
GameCube
controller?
controller is just better than if I were to play it on that. Like, because this is the Switch here. I have it
Oh,
here,
nice.
but
You got
it's like,
yeah,
but essentially it's made for it to be able to play separately, right? So you can play.
yeah,
Okay, well, because it's like this first, right?
yeah,
But it's made to be able to play separately, so you can play it, which
yeah.
is like
Which
so.
honestly,
It's like
I
so
I
weird.
kind of don't appreciate that. I wish they gave an option like you can just buy a normal console or
Yeah,
this
because I don't
portable one.
use.
Because I never use it portably. I'm like, can't I just have a normal one, please?
Well, I've played the portable one. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's like, because like when I take you take the handles off, right?
Yeah,
And then you slide them in, and this is the part I don't like. You slide them into the controller,
yeah.
which is like, okay, cool. This is kind of
Like,
weird. This part I don't like. I could never do this side, but I did. I actually did it this time. But I can never
nice.
do one side. I think it's too square for my hand, especially because I have like a bad hand on this hand. So it's like
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
when
yeah.
I was playing the Mario game, it's like I don't know. I just don't like holding it.
Yeah, yeah, that's
It's too
understandable.
like
Well, honestly, maybe you should get one of the just normal external wired controllers because
oh yeah,
you
they
can
have
buy
one, don't
Switch.
they?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I specifically got one because I was like I want to play Breath of the Wild better than this, right? So I ended up
Oh
getting just like a
yeah,
normal
okay.
controller.
Yeah, because this is too square. It hurts my
Yeah,
hand
yeah,
after a while too, because it's so square.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Not worth it. Get it out of here. Get a smoother
Okay, yeah,
controller.
you're right. You're right. Okay.
Because you don't have to spend a lot of money. Like those ones, the official Nintendo ones are like $90, but you can get and you can get ones that are still officially Nintendo ones that are wired controllers, but they're only like $40.
Oh,
And it works like better because it's a normal shaped controller. And it's like, yeah,
oh,
that's what I want. Yeah.
yeah, it's great. That's great. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. And I'm like thinking, oh yeah, they have those
It's worth
controllers
it.
now.
I'd say it's definitely worth it. You just get
Okay,
one of those
yeah, because it
controllers and then
does
you use
hurt.
that forever kind of thing. Yeah.
Cool
Nice.
beans.
Okay, so now we got to talk about a little something. Back in the last episode, we alluded to doing another tier list, specifically social media. So
Yeah.
I didn't pull it up yet, but I want to pull it up and we can do it because this one's easy to do, right? I think it's only 5 or 6, so we're not going to be doing like 70, yeah, like items
Yeah,
like
that
we just
wasn't it
last time.
wasn't that much, but it was like quite a
It was
bit.
a thick amount. Yeah, yeah. The one that we're
Thick,
going to have coming up
thick,
is not as thick.
thick.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good way to end the show, I think.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's like, okay, let's slap on another little tier and see how we do.
Get a little bit
So,
of chapstick going on
allow
there.
me to pull it up here. And we can choose a different one this time, right? Actually,
Yep.
hey, let's go through it together. Let me share my screen here.
I don't know why I feel like it's like Saturday for me. I don't know why.
Oh, you getting that vibe? Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I feel like I'm feeling like weekend vibes.
Okay,
I
nice.
don't know why though.
Because why not? You know, maybe you had the appointment, now you're ready to relax, kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
true.
okay, so can you see the screen?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so which one do you want to go for? Just go for the first one, nice and easy.
Yeah, social media
Yeah, why
apps.
not?
Sounds good.
Oop. See a little Insta.
Doop, 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 boop.
And here we are. Yeah, this is nice and simple. But
Okay.
I don't know if I know all of these
I know. I
actually.
was gonna say, is that MySpace on the
I'm
left?
seeing, yeah, yeah. I'm seeing Tumblr, MySpace, Insta, Snapchat, YouTube, WhatsApp,
Yep.
Kick. I don't know what Kick is.
Keek. I think it's Keek, but
Kickstarter, or is it Keek?
or is it Keek? I don't know. I'm not sure. I thought it was
Um,
Keek, but
and
maybe it's
then
Kick.
Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, and then is this Tinder?
Yeah. Let's,
Okay, let's go for it. What the heck?
let's do it. Why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll
Okay.
do another one.
Yes. So Tumblr. What do you think?
Tumblr.
I got a story to say about Tumblr. My personal experience with Tumblr.
Tumblr. Tumblr. What is it? It's like where you just like look at like pictures and stuff like that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's been stereotyped to be a place of discussions. I think in the 2013, 2014 era, there was like the creation of like 70 genders happened on Tumblr. And so people kind of made fun of Tumblr as being the place that created that kind of taking
Mm,
things too far basically. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, it's literally just a place to share things. You can share pictures, you can share this, that. But okay, so now let me tell you my personal experience with Tumblr. I first, I assume it's one of those things where it's like I always knew about it, but without kind of realizing. But it wasn't until
Mhm.
2014 I was told about Tumblr, and I was like, okay. So I set up a Tumblr account, and then I'm using it to follow like movies and stuff. And then I'm at work, and one of my coworkers says, they're saying something. I'm like, yeah, I got a Tumblr account. And they're like, oh man, Tumblr is just like half of Tumblr is all porn. And I was like,
Oh.
what? They're like, yeah, yeah. There's so much porn on Tumblr. I was like, oh, I didn't know that. They're like, yeah. And I was like, okay. And then so,
Oh, do you
so
know
I looked up some porn
what?
and I was like, oh shit, they got porn on
This
here. I was like,
is
damn.
okay, you know what? Not gonna
And then I
lie.
just started using Tumblr for porn.
This is what honestly, I
Sounds like,
totally
hey, get my
forgot.
kicks up.
I
Yeah.
totally forgot. So did I. And then they took it off. And it's like,
Yeah, and then they took it off. I was like, oh, fuck Tumblr, and I never used Tumblr again after that.
yeah, you're so right. I
Oh, that's
used to use
so
Tumblr like
funny.
it honestly is like it was really good for porn. And then it like,
Yeah, and all the
why
best
did they?
pics and gifs and
Yeah, it
they
really
they just
did.
they probably got rid of porn because they didn't want the bad kind of porn to be shared on Tumblr, right? They're trying to stop crime from happening,
Uh,
which that's totally understandable. But then just mediate it, moderate it. Don't
yeah, like
get rid
why
of it
just
entirely.
moderate? Just
Like
moderate.
there goes 80% of your audience base because I feel like most people at that time were just using it for porn. So they completely
Yeah.
got rid of it. And then they lost like all their business and like they were like going bankrupt, so they had to sell their business. So they ended up selling their
No
business, I
way.
think, to like Pornhub or something.
Are
I
you
mean,
serious?
okay, so we got to look this up, but that's what I was
Oh,
hearing
that's
at the time.
brutal. That's
Yeah, they
brutal.
literally lost all their business. Tumblr sold to.
It looks like a world press.
Yeah, let's find out. Which isn't Pornhub. Okay, so who's the new owner? BuzzFeed News. Give me the news. Even though this is from 2019.
Word. Well,
Huh?
let's see.
Yeah, let's find it.
Mhm.
And they're gonna keep a ban on mature content. Oh, is it WordPress?
Yeah, I think it's WordPress.
Yeah, WordPress bought it. Huh, that's interesting. And they're
It's
keeping the
that's
ban on
so
porn.
ridiculous. That is so
Yeah,
freaking stupid.
come
Honestly,
on.
that's when it would have been an A if when it had the
When
porn.
it had porn, yeah. But now, do you
Yeah,
think it? I
it's
think
like
it
a D
deserves an
now.
F.
It's like an F. Yeah,
A
D
D or an
F.
F?
One hundred
Okay.
percent an D or an F.
Yeah, let's put it in D. Let's not be too mean. It had its use. We had fun with it. There we go. Okay, okay. So moving on. MySpace, I never used. Not once. Didn't even
Oh,
touch it.
I used to be MySpace famous, so I would
Oh, you
give that
did?
an A.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
I love
Here we go.
MySpace. It's my favorite.
Rest its poor soul.
And like for instance,
MySpace.
MySpace is the OG of all of these. So
It's
like
the
if it
OG
wasn't
Facebook.
MySpace, yeah,
OG
if it wasn't
everything.
MySpace, there's none of these platforms
The
to
everything.
like
Yeah.
start it
They
all up,
they
you know?
all of these social medias stand on the shoulder of the giant that is MySpace.
It really I would say that. Wouldn't
Yeah.
you?
Well, here's the thing. I never used it, but I still understand its history in the world and respect it.
Right?
So yes, I would agree. MySpace is the one that walked so that we could run. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Very good. Rest in peace,
Okay,
MySpace.
Instagram.
Yeah, Insta is beautiful. I mean, both of us use Insta. It's one of
That's
my
probably an
favorite apps,
A.
honestly. Yeah, straight up.
Insta
Top of
and
the name.
Facebook are like the same, but not really. Facebook is like a C compared to Instagram.
Yeah, straight up. And it's owned by the same company now. It wasn't originally, but Facebook
Is
owns
that
Insta
mean to
now.
say?
But it's
Kind
like
of.
Insta's better. No, because on Facebook is just full of conspiracy theorists now, and it kind of sucks.
It is, yeah.
But
It
I will
really
say this.
is.
Well, okay, so we'll get to Facebook when it comes. But yeah, Facebook has its uses, but Insta's better overall. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so now Snapchat.
That's for porn too.
I got a Snapchat that
That's
never
for
used
porn.
it, and I learned through H3 that Snapchat is just used by predators
It's
because it
like for
like erases
porn.
your history.
Yeah, it's just like essentially used for people that want to share nudes without there being evidence of it.
Without
But
it
there's
saying,
always
yeah,
evidence because it's
there's a
nothing
ghost trap.
safe. There's nothing
Yeah.
safe. Like you can take a picture with another
Excuse me.
phone.
Whew.
People were doing this like years ago when like
Yeah,
Snapchat first started. It's not like anything new. There's like
exactly. It's been
apps you
around.
can get where it saves it for you too in another app. Like
Right, and like
I
that way
had
you don't
that.
even see.
I had
Yeah,
that when I
true.
had Snapchat back in the day.
Yeah,
So it's
true.
like it doesn't hide anything. It's so pointless. But people
Yeah,
with for I guess people that don't know about the apps and all that, they just think, okay, just open it, it's gone, whatever.
whatever. Yeah, exactly.
But to me, I
So
feel
yeah,
like
what
if
was
people
I saying?
ask me for Snapchat, they want to like do something sexual or something. That's what I think.
Yeah, something mischievous is going on.
Yeah,
True.
because it's like a I don't know. I don't have that. I
So
don't
so what do
know.
you
I
think?
haven't had it.
Does it have its value? Would you put it at like a like
I don't
I personally
know.
would put it at C. I think it's harmless to me personally. You
Yeah,
know, I
because
got some
I
peeps on
haven't
it.
used it in so long. Like I haven't used it in probably 10 years plus.
10 years, wow.
I
So
stopped
do you
using
feel
it
more
when
strongly towards it? Like, should it be a D or an F?
I
Because
stopped using
I'm.
it when Instagram came out with their stories, which was a while ago,
Oh, true.
right?
Yeah. I
So
definitely feel
it's
like
been
that kind of
so
took people
long.
away. Yo, honestly, let's put it in D.
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah,
D.
yeah, straight up. Get some Snapchat. Okay, now
YouTube's gonna be an
YouTube.
A for me.
Yeah,
It's an A for
YouTube
me.
is
I
solid.
learn everything from there. It's just the knowledge.
Yeah,
It's a pool of knowledge on there.
yeah, it's incredible. There's so much. YouTube is the new television. It's the new everything, right? It's like
Yeah, it's amazing.
YouTube is daily. YouTube's a part of my life. So it's kind of weird to think about because it's like I don't know when that change happened where I started just watching YouTube every day, but I can't even remember what my life was like before that. It was the
Yeah, it's
90s or
crazy.
something, right? Like I literally can't even
Oh
think
yeah,
about it.
we would just come home and watch shows on a schedule.
We watch Scooby Doo, yeah. We'd
Yeah.
watch whatever's on, like even if we don't like it, yeah.
Yep.
But now YouTube, you can watch anything.
And that's
So
what,
it's
and
beautiful.
still you can't find anything. You're like, what's to watch? You're just like,
Yeah,
you
that's
could
true.
find
That's
something,
true.
but
Sometimes I got to refresh the homepage a bunch before I finally get something that's good. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice. It's beautifully there's just so much on it. YouTube is the ultimate
it's great.
every person's
It's
tool,
amazing.
right? It's for creators, it's for watchers, it's for everybody. Yeah,
It's
love it,
everything.
love it.
Yeah, I
Love
love
to
it.
see it. Yeah, preach the you. Okay, so moving on from that, we have worldwide, world-renowned WhatsApp. So many countries use WhatsApp. It's like the ultimate tool for communicating.
Yeah, it is. I don't
Yeah.
use it though.
Right. I barely use it, but I understand its importance in the world, so I'm thinking maybe C.
hmm
Yeah, it's a tool. It's a tool, right?
So to a lot of
Not to
people
be
use it.
favorited.
A
It's like,
lot
yeah,
of
you
people
just
use
use
it.
it. But whatever. Yeah.
It's like just to communicate with everybody because not everybody lives in the same country that you
Yeah,
live in. So
exactly.
yeah, that's cool.
That's fine. It is what it is.
Geek.
So
I'm
now it's
saying
time for,
geek.
yeah, what
I
the
don't know
hell?
what
A
it
kick?
is.
Geek.
Kick,
Yeah.
geek. I don't know.
Kiki's
I say
delivery
geek.
service. Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's put this in F because who the fuck cares? What I don't know. If it's Kickstarter, I've never used it and I don't particularly like the
What
philosophy
is
of it
it?
because
I
I'm
don't know
assuming
even
this
what
is
it is.
Kickstarter
What is
because
it? I don't know what that is.
Kickstarter is basically for scammers and spammers to get money from people, and it works. People give money to like random people, like saying, "Oh, we're a startup. We want to do this thing," and people give them money, and then they just like don't make the thing, and there's no repercussions. They don't have to give the money back or anything. So it's like, fuck you,
Oh,
Kickstarter. You
okay.
support like scammers. That's not good.
Oh, I had no
I
idea
would
that's what that
I
was.
would highly recommend Kickstarter crap. It's by this guy iDubbbz. He's a very inappropriate individual, but he's made like content cop and stuff like that. So he's done a few series, and Kickstarter crap was like a really old one that kind of made him famous. Like I think that's how I first had him on
Oh,
my homepage. But he goes
okay.
over Kickstarter crap because there's a lot of crap on there. So it's always worth a
Oh,
good
I had
chuckle.
no idea at all.
Yeah.
That's that. What that is. Okay.
So Kickstarter.
No
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, moving on from that goofball of an app, you got Twitter. Twitter. Okay,
Twitter's a
so
B for me.
it's a B. Yeah, yeah. I was gonna put there too because it's like it. I'm on there all the time, but it's so toxic, and I don't. It's not particularly good to use because nobody listens to you unless you're famous. It's like Facebook. You have friends and stuff. Reddit, you can even have friends. YouTube, you can have friends. Instagram, but with Twitter, for some reason, it's only famous people, and like nobody engages on Twitter
Hmm.
unless it's famous people. It's kind of weird that
I
way.
don't
It's like,
have one. I don't have one.
oh, and you don't have one either.
I
Okay.
just honestly, I just use it for porn.
What? Twitter for porn? That's so funny.
You can find some good stuff on there. Some good
Oh,
accounts.
true. Maybe I gotta make another account then. A porn account.
Yeah, that's what I have when I have I have an
That's
account for
funny.
that, but it's not like I
You
don't
just
tweet
use it to
anything or
like things.
it's
Yeah,
blank. Yeah, it's blank.
that's funny. Hey, there we go.
So
So
I
it's
don't
a good,
have one.
nice. There we go. Put it in B for that. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's
B for
useful. It's
me.
utilitarian. Yeah.
But okay, I
Okay.
guess you're right with the famous thing. I think it's a lot of like it's somewhere where you can like get to know what famous people are like thinking
Yeah,
and
and
agree or
politicians, weirdly enough.
disagree.
Why do
Yeah,
all politicians use Twitter? Why are like all
I think like
politicians?
Donald Trump like really set that off.
Oh, right. Yeah, but
He like
like,
really set that off, like, cause he was. I think he had like the most tweets of like anybody.
yeah, they
Like the
somebody
most
did like a
tweeted
calculation where
pictures.
they were like, Trump ended up tweeting like 1,300 tweets in a day or something
Yeah,
insane, and it's like
crazy.
you wouldn't be able to do that unless you were tweeting like like once every second for 24 hours, like something
Yeah,
insane.
so I was saying like he was
Where
like
it's
made
like
a hit a
ding,
number.
ding, 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 like that. He's clearly addicted to it, and then they banned him,
Because
which
they
is like,
it's like
I love it. It's like get your comeuppance, asshole.
you get like I get it.
Get your crack taken away from you.
It's like what's coming up next, for instance. Like it's great, kind of in a
Right.
way where you can put the Reddit, um,
Yes.
you can put your opinion out, and like people really like are not, or they are or aren't happy about it. It's
Yeah,
quite
yeah, yeah,
interesting.
exactly. They'll either
Reddit's like
champion it
perfect
or
for that.
hate you. Yeah,
Yeah, Reddit's like perfect for that.
yeah,
I
yeah,
like
yeah.
Reddit. I would say it's a B as well. It's,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would do that too. I don't use it enough. I just started recently getting into it. I didn't have it for the
it's
longest time.
great. It's so
But
good.
yeah, I appreciate it for being I don't know if latest is the right word, but it's you can get news on something the quickest on Reddit. You know, it breaks
Yeah,
there
totally.
before it breaks anywhere else. Before it breaks on Twitter, before it breaks on YouTube. It's like Reddit's the place where you'll get information the quickest. And for me specifically, I use it for Halo. So anytime there's like a leak, anytime there's news of an announcement
I
coming
love
up,
that. I
Reddit's
love that.
it's the quickest. It's they
Yep.
respond the first. You know, yeah.
I love that.
Like
Yep.
yes, it's like I use Reddit for that. I'm like the latest news, right?
It's
It's like
great. At first, it's
yeah.
a little, I found it a
It
little
can be
kind of
jarring.
confusing. It's like,
Yeah,
whoa. But once you kind of get the hang of everything, it's a really good place. You can find some really good communities to be a part of and like get some really good
yeah.
opinion and feedback. And yeah,
Also, I'll say this:
it's great.
I made a Godzilla versus Kong movie review,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm very negative towards the movie because I thought it was very bad. And I posted
Very
it
bad.
on the Godzilla subreddit, and I ended up getting some views from that, but they're all just like dislikes and stuff, and then people
They hate
commenting
you.
saying like you're shit. Yeah, they're like fuck you. You don't like this movie. It's a great movie. And I'm like, ah, that's I don't like people being negative towards me, but I guess I was negative towards something they liked. But it's like you didn't
Yeah.
make the movie. You shouldn't feel offended.
And
You
it's
just have
like
a
the
different
movie
opinion.
wasn't that
Like you're
good.
offending
The
me
movie was
personally. Do
garbage. Like
that.
I just watched this movie with Angelina Jolie and she's like in a forest fire. Oh
Oh, I'm
no.
gonna watch that with my girlfriend.
Well, be
Oh no,
ready
you're
for
saying it's
yeah.
shit.
You
Yeah.
know me though. You know me
It's
though. You know me though.
that
I
yeah, yeah, yeah.
don't.
You're
It takes a
you
lot to impress me.
exactly, which is a good trait, I feel like. Yeah. You enjoy the finer things, the finer films in life. Yeah.
Like I like a
It
good
seems
film,
yeah.
but I think that this movie is Angelina's just trying to get a quick paycheck, and or she's trying to
Right.
support a friend or something. Like she's trying
I
to
feel
support
like she
maybe
has
a film
not been in a
director.
movie in a long time and that she's just
So
in
it's
this
like
random.
I think
Yeah.
she's maybe just supporting. I don't know. She needed to like she just was bored or something, and she just wanted to do something
Right,
just
yeah,
to
yeah,
keep
yeah.
her name out or
She was
something.
walking down the street and the script kind of was like blowing in the wind and it kind of went up on her leg.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "What the fuck is
Okay, all
this?"
right. Like
It's like, "All
I
right,
got an
I'm
extra
not doing
15
anything."
minutes. Yep,
Yeah, I got 15 minutes and just film.
an
And
extra
she
15
well,
minutes on my
okay,
hands.
yeah. Don't tell me anything more about the movie because I was about to ask, oh, like how long is she in it? But no, no, no. Tell me
No,
nothing.
no, I won't say anything. Yeah,
I
I
gotta
won't
go
say
and
anything.
dry
That's
and see
all.
what happens.
That's all. I'll leave it all at, and yeah, you go into it and enjoy or don't.
Exactly. Yeah.
We'll hear it
Please
next week
don't
though.
enjoy. Yeah. Okay. So next on the list we got
Oh,
Facebook.
Facebook.
Facebook
That's an F.
is the killer of MySpace. It's
I hate
the connectivity of family, especially in other countries, and it's also full of anti-vax moms. So
Oh man,
it's
I don't even
fucking
know.
and
I don't
it
even
is
know.
It's the reason why Trump won in 2016. Russians created groups that divided people and made people not vote or made people vote for Trump. And it's, for that reason, toxic as fuck.
It's a F for me. I
It's
just
a
hate it.
it's
It's
a
so
fuck
trash.
you, Facebook. F for failure. Yeah. I
Interesting
mean,
though
it's
how
it's a success but a failure. Yeah.
yeah, it's so interesting how it's almost like what it turned into, right? It's like
Yeah, it's a
it's like
monster. It started
yeah,
so it
it's
like
just like whoa,
it blew up.
gross. Yeah,
Yeah,
gross.
it started specifically as a website that only someone with a university ID could enter.
Yeah,
Such a weird concept. It was so
the movie's
exclusive
great
just to
actually.
university people. Yes. Oh
The
my
movie's
gosh.
really
If
good.
you haven't seen The Social Network,
Check it
audience
out,
members,
people.
it's one of the greatest movies ever made.
And Justin Timberlake kills it in it. It's like he wouldn't
Yeah.
think he does, but he does. He's so
He
good in it.
finds a
Like
way because he
yeah,
plays like a kind of a dweeb kind of a guy
it's
where he
fun.
like
It's
thinks
good.
he's cool, but then he's like, please, I got arrested, help me. And Jesse Eisenberg is like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Wait, I
good.
shouldn't
It's good.
spoil anything, but yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
it's great movie. Gotta check it out. Yeah.
It's so interesting how I just remember when, like, for instance, MySpace was still very big, and then
Yeah.
everybody was like, "Are you on Facebook? Are you on Facebook?" Are you on-"
The
I don't,
shift. Yeah.
I don't know. And then it's like everyone just shifted right. It just killed MySpace completely.
Yeah.
It just like wiped it out, and then
And
it
then
just turned into a monster years later.
I
Like,
know, yeah, that's the thing. It was a very slow, just devolving, where it's like then they introduced like ads and stuff, and then it became like a just a
mhm.
spammy website, but people still used it to connect. But then alternate social media sites started to come up, like Instagram and Twitter, and so people kind of slowly
Yeah, they
started to
can
move
like
away from
disperse a
Facebook.
bit. Yeah,
But then Facebook became this place for just conspiracy shit and just the most gross, like flat earthers only got started because of Facebook.
because they can
Anti-vax
make
grew
those
because of
groups.
Facebook.
They can make the
Because you can make
groups, right?
groups.
Facebook
Yeah.
groups, and then groups you can have things. That's before kind of like Reddit and like
Before yeah, like
you know what
specialized.
I mean? It's like
Yeah.
when Reddit's
It's
like
just
now we can just take that specific trait of from Facebook and make it into our
but
own. And I
specialize
think
it.
that's kind of like
Yeah,
where
and Facebook specifically is just so much easier to use than Reddit, so that's why you have,
exactly.
these unintellectuals, I'll just say, like these,
And
alternate science people that are like just kind of gross and
it's like I was gonna say it's kind of like everything changed very fast. So it's like people that were using Facebook was still of a time where like computers were still being like introduced and growing very quickly.
honestly,
So
yeah, like 2003.
it's like it's almost like where you as a young kid you're learning how to use a computer for the first time, but you're also teaching somebody older how to use it, and they're
Yeah,
learning how to use Facebook in that sense, and they don't even want to use it because they don't like technology, but they're
yeah.
seeing the the
The
purpose of
groups.
Facebook. It connects family, and it connects, oh well, my family's on here, so it's like it must be a nice place, and then they get their
It
opinion out
becomes
there, and then it becomes like a home for them, and then they feel attached to it, and then that's when their feelings start
yeah.
getting, and that's how I think how it kind of
Yeah,
just
and
ends
then
up
rage
dissipating.
clicks became a thing. Facebook specifically, its
Yeah,
algorithm was designed for rage attention grabbing because it helped with like advertisers or something stupid. And then they started selling our information to third parties. Like what the fuck, bro?
it's
Like
just a lot of mess.
Facebook isn't free because you pay with your personal information, as they say. But I'm a public figure at this point, so I got personal information everywhere. I'm like, yeah, this is my full legal name. This is my phone number. This is my email address. This is my website. Come get me.
Yeah, I'm horrible with that. I can't even like leave my name, my first or last name on a piece of paper. I have to rip that stuff into smithereens. I'm always so
True.
scared
Yeah.
someone's just gonna find my mail and like just like hack me because I just watch too. Like
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I just take on too much of that. I just
Oh
believe.
no. Yeah.
But it's like what? Why? So many like, I literally will see neighbors have like their full on packages, full name, everything in the recycling bin. I'm like, y'all ain't chopping that up. Like y'all ain't even just ripping like putting it. Some people just they just don't get. It's fine. That's fine if they don't. It's just them. But for me, I'm just like, aren't you scared you're just gonna get your identity stolen? Like that's what I would think.
It's easy to be victimized if you just leave stuff. Yeah, I'm literally just like risking it for the brisket. I'm like,
Okay.
I use I
Brisket.
use two-factor authentication, and I understand how my banking system works and all that kind of stuff. So I just am gonna wait to get attacked one day, and then once I do, I'll build up a proper defense network for it and go from there. You know, I don't know. I mean, that's bad, but
You're in it for the brisket.
I'm gonna risk it for the brisket. You know, brisket sandwich, baby, all the way.
Yep, he's in it for the brisket, people.
Oh yeah, that's right. Now, speaking
Got a
of
brisket reward.
some hot juicy meat, we got
Oh yeah,
Tinder, baby.
Tinder. Yeah, Tinder was an A. No,
Tinder's an
Tinder's
A.
an
I'm gonna put in an A. You want to know why?
Why not?
Tinder is how
Everybody.
my girlfriend and I met.
Yeah,
So
that's how I met
we're a
Aiden.
success story. Nice, no kidding, yeah. Oh my god, so we both have a Tinder success story.
Tinder literally is like, even if it's not a success story, people still used it. So
exactly, still very
you know what I
useful.
mean? It's like it's
Go
still
on
useful for
dates,
dates and stuff. If you
hang out
want
with
to
people, get
date,
hookups.
apparently, I don't know.
Also party meetups is a thing where it's like you can use it just to literally like collect. I mean, obviously not now because of the pandemic, but yeah, it can be
I was
used for many
horrible
things.
on
It's
Tinder.
multifaceted.
I was horrible on Tinder. I was one of those people that is like, I don't even know why I'm on Tinder. Everybody hates me.
Right?
I'm
Yeah.
like one of those people.
Yeah.
Where it was like, maybe if you weren't so negative, people would have just not swiped left.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
You know?
For me, honestly, I just used it to practice talking to girls. I was like, oh, I'm too shy. I was like, I'll just say like, hey, what's up, kind of a thing.
Spanish.
So I did not expect to actually like I because I talked to many women and none of them led to dates. And then the first one I go on a date on, it's like here we are.
Okay, cha-ching.
Cha-ching! That's right. Score! Got him.
Got him.
Anyway, there we go. Got him.
Got him. Well, that
Yeah.
was sweet.
So there we go.
That was just a nice little
That's our social media
tier list.
Yeah. I like
Love
our
it.
age.
Social media.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Everything here makes sense to me. Fuck
I
you,
think
kid.
it's super sad about Tumblr.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
sad. It's sad. What can you do though?
Yeah, exactly. Oh well.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Oh, okay, there we go. Oh, you're back. Hey.
Hey! I'm
All
sure that we're being recorded the whole time, but while recording, I couldn't see you or myself, so it was interesting. But yes,
Oh, that would trip me out. You don't even see yourself like in the corner. Usually, it like
no, it just wasn't there. It's probably part of their new UI or something. They had a little
This
update.
is whack, yo. They gotta re-update this
Skype.
again. This is not feeling this. What?
Yeah. But anyway,
Alright,
what do you?
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, that's the wrap.
That's
the wrap
it.
right there.
Yeah.
That's the wrap. Chicken Caesar wrap.
Also, check if you guys want, you can comment or check out tiermaker.com and then let us know how you would rate the social media apps. Right? Which ones do you use? We would like to assume that you use YouTube if you're checking us out, if you're watching us. But yeah, let us know. See what's up with you guys. Also, what is your opinion on the idea of staying away from more heavier news stories, that kind of a thing, versus just kind of keeping things personal versus lighter stories? Let us know. I mean, please, we'd love to be engaged. So by all means, let us know what's up and let's just let the conversation begin.
And on a final ending note as well, that being said, let me actually share my screen really quickly. There we go. Wait, is this it? Start sharing. How does it look? Okay, perfect. There it is. That's the one. Overpromise, sell, underdeliver. Cyberpunk 2077. 4 months ago, 6 million views.
Wow, yeah, that's worth checking out.
41 minutes. It's gold.
Yeah.
It's such a fun little watch. It's so fun. So check it out if you got some time, bored or whatever, holla.
Or if you're like super hyper and obsessed with other people doing stuff, you can check out the video beneath it. Some random guy reacting to it. It's like, what? Like, what? Huh? He's reacting to a YouTube video talking about something that's weird. Normally it's like people react to like news or something.
It's just so sad because it's just the pictures, just the game smashed. It's like, could they be so mean? Like, why do they gotta be so mean like that? It's so mean. But oh well, what can you do, guys? Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
That's right. It's the game's fault. It's marketing.
In this case, for Joe, it was a win because his game's
for me, it's
fine.
a win. My game's great. Yeah.
Everybody else.
Not so much. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, until next time.
Bye bye. Until next time, stay unplugged. How's that for an outro?
Bye, guys. Take it easy. Bye.